IPPOLITA. The accent's on the second syllable, IPPOLITA. I'm Italian. I grew up in Italy, in Florence specifically. Beautiful, beautiful Renaissance town, steeped in art, steeped in culture, and that had a very, very profound effect on my upbringing and my cultural development of taste. So I have a great historical appreciation for craft and art. I went to school at the Istituto d'Arte in Florence, and I studied sculpture and ceramics for 5 years. And one of the things that's very unique about that school is that you really learn craft. I've had a lifelong love affair with art and craft, and this comes through in every piece I design. In fact, designing jewelry allows me to combine my interests in fashion and art. When I was growing up in Italy, I was really, really enamored with the color of gold. Not so much in my time, but as represented in painting throughout the ages. And so I wanted to reproduce that. I wanted to capture at least, the spirit of what that felt like in my mind. 18 karat gold is 75% pure gold, and then 25% a mixture of other metals. So depending on how you mix those metals, you can really change the color, which is why you can have pink gold and green gold and yellow gold and white gold. And I really spent some time arriving at a perfect formula that for me was a very evocative color. And I thought, oh, this is really unique, because then everything is really going to be unique to my line. What I didn't really realize at the beginning is that obviously that adds a layer of complication to the manufacturing process. It means that you can't buy anything. You can't buy a piece of wire, you can't buy a piece of sheet metal, you can't buy you can't buy anything. You have to actually make every single thing you use by hand, which is one of the strengths of the line, because in fact it means that you can rest assured that it's a totally handmade product, and every single thing is in fact entirely unique. When you're making something, you really have to go to where the expertise in that particular craft is. And Thailand is one of the hubs of lapidary and stone cutting in the world. I've been working with a host of wonderful, wonderful craftspeople who are 3rd and 4th generation stone cutters, and have really taught me a lot about how to recognize a good stone from a bad stone, and how to really understand the inherent beauty of perfection and imperfections in stones. You can tell a little bit about the quality of the stone just from the outside, but it's very difficult to really figure out how good a stone might be until you cut into it. You need a very professional eye to figure out how to get the maximum amount of good material out of a stone. Then you would proceed to facet the stone. And faceting is a very time-consuming process that you also perfect over a long period of time. I favor seeing the craftsmanship in the work. I favor seeing the craftsman's hand with a naked eye, even if you're not an expert at recognizing these things in jewelry. So one of the underlying design credos that I follow is simplicity. And I really love simplicity in all its forms, and one of the greatest misconceptions is that simplicity is simple. In fact, it turns out that simplicity is very difficult from a technical standpoint. And so the next time you see one of my pieces of jewelry, you can appreciate how many people it took to actually bring this to fruition.